So today, I just kind of want to give out a quick little timeline of, how we can expect this unionization to take place. And, from this time forward, we're really not, in a giant rush, which is a good way to ensure that we get things done correctly and, in the best way possible for the most amount of people. But yeah, long story short of it, the main, reason why a deal hasn't been made is there's just, no strong incentive on Amazon's side to actually, recognize, the handful of buildings that have actually, unionized. So what are we going to do about that? We're going to figure out a way to have the most impact and, negotiating power in the current business model, and B, a driving campaign to, get more buildings, the message out to more buildings. So should they see things eye to eye, they would, join with the union, and thus have strong incentives on Amazon's side to, recognize the union, come to a quick deal, and, go from there. So I'm kind of, tired today, getting ready to start, my whole, MET cycle next week. So I'm taking her pretty easy today. I didn't want to, mess around with resetting up the printer. So we're just going straight off the laptop today. So, bear with me. But yeah, as a more in-depth timeline, let's get down to that. So essentially, the first thing that I was hoping to have taken care of this weekend is to establish a communication channel to be able to have everybody coordinate. Most likely, I'm leaning towards Matrix via the Element platform, similar to Discord, but it's an open source platform that peer-reviewed. I like how they're handling data and privacy a little bit better. And other than that, I need to put some thought into the rules and guidelines for utilizing a public chat to coordinate efforts to form a union. We want to be making sure that we're, all being safe, our operations are reputable, and definitely ensuring that we're going to stay within, all of Amazon's rules, as well as, local laws and all of that. So, after we've established a communication channel, we're going to put out the message on social media across all platforms, reach people where they are. You're going to be using your Facebook, you're, checking the YouTubes and whatnot, and, essentially just, a low impact way of, getting the message out and reaching more people. I'm not sure what point this is going to have to come up or to what extent, but we would be wise to establish, up to what percentage of pay we would be willing to invest into union dues, as well as where or, when, why, and how that's going to come out. So for instance, let's assume, we're going to be running out, building up a strike fund or a potential strike fund. How big of a fund, how many days do we want that to be able to pay people not to work? For instance, if we come to the table, we get a strong deal established, let's just, put the, revert that back to, you know, as low a, you know, due as humanly possible. Still ensuring that the union remains intact, and you know, covering for legal funds, operation expenses, and whatnot. But you know, just something to figure out. Other than that, then we're going to establish universal vote gathering and operation procedures. Outside, you know, for instance, like how every building, you know, should be, you know, like a cohesive unit, you know, operating within the, you know, Amazon's rules and, you know, public laws and whatnot. So, you know, figure out the correct distance away from every building, ideally outside of every entrance, to have maximum you know, impact and interfacing with fellow employees, you know, as well as methods with actually communicating with employees to make sure everything's above board. You know, we don't have any, you know, people getting too enthusiastic about it, or, you know, just make sure that everybody's standardized, and, you know, as well as like confidence boosting for, you know, individuals who decide to take that upon themselves. You know, if you got a standard, you know, playbook to utilize, as well as your own, you know, personal flair to put on it, you know, it's just, you know, that much easier for you. As well as making sure that, you know, like, you know, we're not, you know, blocking sidewalks, or, you know, we're good stewards of public space, and, you know, interfacing well with the community at large. Other than that, you know, plan on launching a nationwide campaign to start gathering votes at each building on the 1st of May, which is May Day 26. So that'll be, you know, slightly more than halfway through next year. Giving us plenty of time to, you know, fund out, you know, a potential strike campaign. That way we're also not paying union dues, you know, before they're gonna be necessarily, you know, ready to roll. And then, yeah, so after the 1st of May, you know, coordinated effort nationwide to get all buildings to unionize, or as many as, you know, is possible. You know, ideally, all we'll have to do is say that, hey, we have this many buildings who are interested in the union. You know, we are working to build a strike fund, and we will have the funding to stand down for the month of December 2026. And that should be enough to, you know, drive Amazon to the table to, you know, actually get a deal in place, and, you know, to our liking. And then other than that, on, you know, assuming May 1st, you know, up until Labor Day on September 1st, you know, we've collected a large amount of buildings, and, you know, we're active in the chat. We should start a conversation to establish the list of improvements and changes that the Amazon employees want to see in the deal, talking about pay, workplace standards, quality of life, and safety. So, you know, let's say starting from Labor Day, September 1st, up until a deal is made, you know, figure out what people actually want, and, you know, what we want to ensure is going to be in that deal. And then, other than that, in the next few days, I will have established the communication channel. If you are an Amazon employee who's, you know, social media, tech savvy, or, you know, you want to help coordinate a facility, hop on chat. You know, feel free to share what skill set you're going to bring to the table, what you're interested in doing. You know, that's the only way this is going to work. You know, I'm out here, you know, talking to the void right now, but, you know, through collective teamwork and, you know, our numbers, this, you know, should be a fairly straightforward and accomplishable goal, especially, you know, if our long-term timeline is, you know, all the way out until, you know, holiday season 26. So I expect if we work together, you know, each putting in, you know, maybe up to an hour of work a week, this is a very attainable goal. So May 1st to start the actual building boat procedures. Then September, you know, talking about, you know, what we actually, you know, want in that deal to ensure it comes through. And potentially, you know, the month of December, you know, peak holiday season, you know, make sure that the Amazon business, you know, knows we mean business. But yeah, that is essentially all I've got for today. You know, you got any, you know, input or suggestions, leave it in the comments below. But, you know, the next, you know, time I'm here, I'll expect to have the communication channel up and going. You know, a lot more easier than, you know, just popping in the comment section and the slow back and forth there. But yeah, you know, as always, hope this message finds you well, and but yeah.